she's giving answers that are as anodyne and opaque and non-controversial.
Do you think they practice this? Pat, you were communications director.
You know, everyone took a downer before.
I know. I thought you were. It was Quentin Quaalude out there to some extent. I shouldn't say that. I don't mean to be derogatory, but it was like, I have nothing interesting to say. Right. It seemed to be the message.
They took her into the murder board, and they told her, do not say anything controversial. The last thing you want to do is come off.
Did you ever prep somebody as a White House communications director for
I prepped him, but I've never prepped a Supreme Court justice. I had left before Bork arrived. But this is what they're doing. They said, look, you cannot come off the way you've been painted in the New York Times and elsewhere as a militant Latina who believes in ethnic advancement and our group, and who's very liberal and who believes of courts are where the power is.
In other words, don't admit why you were picked.
Exactly. You got to come off. You got to come off as a very boring, very boring Mr. Alito.
Okay. What did your party? What did your erstwhile party? What did the Republicans accomplish? Did they simply remind their voters who are losing memory about this what the party believes in? Is that what they're pushing?
What the objective? This is about Obama. The objective is to paint her as she really is, truthfully, is just what I said, a militant, liberal, Latina.
Militant.
Sure,
where's the militant?
Where's this militant?
What does it mean? I didn't see that anywhere in her record.
We didn't see that in what she said, but here's someone who said...
Give me the militants.
Okay, New York State has to give the voting rights to convicted felons in prisons because otherwise there's a disparate impact because so many Hispanics and African Americans are in prisons. That is wild stuff, Chris. No Republican, no conservative could have done something on the other side and gotten away with that. And they told her, look, whatever you go up there, don't
Aren't a lot of states getting rid of that felons can't vote?
Judges can't do that.
Oh, okay.
The word militant is a ridiculous word to use for Sonia Sotomayor. There's nothing in her life that she's ever done that's remotely militant. Remember the 60s? Militant? There used to be militant.
You make her sound like she's up front at Acorn. You know, she's out there.
Hold on. This is a woman who has operated within the system for her entire life, studying by candlelight so she can pass the... I mean, it's going to Princeton, perfecting her English. This is the most conventional kind of American
What's your beef
story you've ever heard.
My beef with her is this. One of the beefs I got with her, here she is coming out of school. She gets a big scholarship to Princeton, gets rolled in there.
What do you mean gets rolled in there?
Gets brought in there.
Wait a minute. Pat, I got to get, you're a very articulate fellow. What is rolled in there mean?
She's affirmative action. She's brought ahead of a lot of kids that grew up like you.
Do you know what a grade point average was in high school?
I don't care what it is.
Well, that's right. You don't care what it is. It's a relevant point.
Let me speak. She said, I'm an affirmative action baby all the way.
We'll be right, we'll be right back with Pat Buchanan and Eugene Robinson. More of the facts. Back in a moment.
It's her word.
What makes you think, Pat, that this woman is unqualified? Unqualified to get into Princeton, unqualified to serve on the court. You're going through the whole situation here.
She said herself that she was an affirmative action baby her whole life, that she didn't get the grades her classmates did. Her words.
Okay.
Yeah, and she also said, look, in college I had to read classic children's books in order to learn English a little better. She's been advanced her whole career. She got on the Yale Law Review. Where are her LSAT scores? Where are her SAT scores getting into high school and college? Where is she written something in the Law Review that's really, where's an opinion of her we've seen that's really brilliant? You might disagree with it. None of that is there.
But you've talked up Sarah Palin for president.
Well, I've talked up, Sarah Palin is accomplished on her own right. No affirmative action there, boy. And she didn't get any of the kid club treatment.
Listen,
judges
Pat, that is just a total misreading and misunderstanding of what affirmative action is. I realize you use it as a pejorative. I think it's a great thing because it's opening the door for people who are qualified. No, I'm not Frank Rickey. I'm Eugene Robinson. I'm an affirmative action baby. Guess what? Doors were open for me. Now, I had very good SATs. And I also took the LSATs and I did very well, too.
Okay, fine. What I'm saying is when you advance somebody ahead of somebody gets held back because...
Wait, a moment ago, Pat, I said suppose her high school scores were through the roof, and you said they're irrelevant what her high school grades were. How can you say something like that?
Nowadays, they are. I mean, half these kids get straight A's all the way through. It's a joke.
Well, all the more reason to open the door to people who are qualified. People who graduate
qualified other than by tests.
People who graduate summa cum laude from Princeton and make the law review.
Everybody graduates cum laude from Harvard now.
Qualified.
Oh, cut it out.
Pat,
you don't even believe
this is
that lady up there. Is a Scalia. Come on.
Okay, well, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Eugene Robinson.